It is the end of June, which means that another Camp NaNoWriMo is right around the corner. I feel like it was just April. To be fair, the end of April was also when I started to move and then kind of continued to move for a month straight. So I'm not necessarily surprised that it feels like time has flown by, but basically if you are not familiar with Camp NaNoWriMo, you may have heard of NaNoWriMo, which is kind of like a writing challenge that happens in November every single year. It's hosted by an organization called NaNoWriMo. It stands for National Novel Writing Month. And the idea was just to motivate writers to finish a first draft or to write a first draft or to just get a massive amount of words put into their writing project, whatever that may be. And a massive purpose of NaNoWriMo is also to connect writers and connect authors and kind of like give this community to all of these creatives that are taking part in National Novel Writing Month. So Camp NaNoWriMo is sort of like a version of NaNoWriMo. It happens in April as well as July, and there are much less rules associated with it. So technically, when it comes to NaNoWriMo, you are supposed to hit 50,000 words of a first draft of some writing piece. But when it comes to Camp NaNoWriMo, you can set your own word goal. So you can set whatever you want, and you can be editing something, you can be writing new words, you can be revising words, you can literally count the words however you want. It's a lot more lenient, I would say, than the rules for NaNoWriMo in November. I like to participate in the camps just because they're a nice way to have like a little boost of motivation. It's a great way to reconnect with the writing community and kind of get involved in some of the events and live streams and things like that that the organization, as well as like other writers who are participating, tend to host during the camp months. And I also like doing camp because I generally am a nano rebel for the actual National Novel Writing Month anyways. I have a habit of not quite following the rules because I feel like in past years it doesn't necessarily line up with where I am in a certain project anyways. I'm a big fan of the camps because I think that it just gives people an opportunity to participate in a big writing challenge like this without putting too much pressure on them, because I feel like NaNoWriMo in November feels like a lot more pressure. So I am going to be participating in Camp NaNoWriMo this year because, as some of you know, the past couple months I've been moving and then I've felt burnt out and I've just been very all over the place, and it's taken a long time to settle into things. Although I do think that my therapist would be like, Kayla, 2 to 3 months is not a long time to settle into a massive life change. But I digress. For me, it felt like a long time, and it feels like I've been away from writing for a long time, and I have not met my deadlines that I've set for myself. I'm not on the track that I laid out for myself, which was a very ambitious track to begin with, but I'm feeling a lot better, and I just feel like I'm at the place now with my freelancing and with my living situation and just with my mental health, I guess, that I feel like I can take part in a challenge like this and it be very beneficial for me. So I'm going to do the challenge this month. I've already set up the project. I'm basically still working on Between the Waves draft 3. It's called 2/3 on my NaNoWriMo profile. So the goal that I've set for myself is for 50,000 words. If I was drafting, that would feel like a lot, but I am editing, so 50,000 is not nearly as much. The manuscripts that I'm working with, that I'm pulling from, are between 75 to 95,000 K each anyways. So I have a lot of words to work with, and I have a lot of scenes that are going to be pulled from previous drafts and put into this new one. And I'm going to include all of those words. The reason that the 50K word count is not as ambitious as it sounds is because I'm going to allow myself to include all of the new words, so any new scenes that I write, as well as any scenes that are brought over from previous drafts that I've edited or revised or even just changed the tiniest little bit. I'm including those words as well. So that's where the biggest chunk of words will come from, is from words that were already written that I'm just editing and revising to add to the new draft. So another kind of quantitative goal that I want to achieve by taking part in Camp NaNoWriMo this year is I just want to become more consistent with writing, which is something that I go back and forth between. Sometimes I don't write for most of the week, and then I'll have one day when I just write like 5,000 to 10,000 words, which is not necessarily a bad way to do that, but I find that the ideas flow a bit better and I actually get through like little writer's blocks or issues that I'm having with my manuscripts, I get through them a lot faster if I'm being more consistent. I think it's because I'm spending more consistent time within my story. So I want to use Camp NaNoWriMo to try and write at least 3 times per week. You'll see in the vlog that's going up after this that I'm trying to wake up about an hour earlier than usual each morning so that I can try and get extra words in, and so that I can actually have some time in the morning to focus on my writing project. So with that, I'm trying to do half an hour to an hour of writing every single morning. That's the whole purpose of me waking up early, is to be able to add that to my schedule. So as far as consistency goes, I want to be writing at least 3 times per week. I think that gives me enough leniency to still make plans or sleep in if I want to sleep in one day. I think that it's a low enough goal that I can achieve it easily and feel good about it, but it's also a high enough goal that my project will actually be benefiting from it, because half an hour a day or even an hour and a half extra per week is an hour and a half more than I've been doing leading up to now. So I know that for my project, that's going to make a difference. So that's going to be worth it for me. And the more qualitative goal, honestly, is I just want to get back into the swing of things. I just want to be writing a bit more often. I've been getting back into reading, and I've also been getting back into the outlining for draft 3. And I've also been getting back into poetry, which is an exciting thing as well. And I've kind of just noticed that getting back into writing and making the space in my day to be able to do that has also really been helping my mental health. I'm excited to hop back into another Camp NaNoWriMo and kind of see how it goes. I'm a little nervous because I haven't been writing very much, but I do think that my goals are super attainable. And that's also why I love Camp NaNoWriMos, because I can make whatever goal I want, and that means that I can make goals that are easy to achieve if that's what my mindset and my mental health needs at that point in time. I would love to hear what all of you are doing for Camp NaNoWriMo, if you are doing Camp NaNoWriMo, or if you're going to be not really participating, but definitely taking advantage of the creative energy that kind of comes with these camp months. I would love to hear what you're working on and what your goals are for the month, whatever they may be. And I hope that you enjoyed hearing about mine. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.